There we go. That's what I want. Okay. Everything should be working okay.
The homebrew rules are also in the book
Yes.
of your eclipsis. You just open the thing on the book saying player handbook, and there's the introduction and house rules.
Yes.
And it's all there too.
Yep.
And if we come across any other ones that we create in that time, I'll add them in here as best as I can.
Nice.
Here we go. Do this. All right. So yes.
I had to request to
did you
enter again.
Oh,
okay. It's being the dumb.
Okay. Did you finally get in?
Yeah, Dankeschön.
Okay. Cool.
God, you are actually playing candy corn.
Oh, that's right, candy corn.
Oh my god.
That's
I'm gonna love this game.
Candy corn will forever be remembered in this world.
Yep.
Oh, candy corn so much.
Oh, that brings back some memories.
Candy corn's a hero.
He's a hero. He is.
Like Tweak.
Oh my goodness. I remember Tweak.
Do you remember Tweak?
I remember Tweak.
Oh.
Oh, Tweak.
Everyone, welcome to Blightward. It is finally here. I'm so nervous.
Let's go.
I'm not gonna lie, but I hope you guys enjoy it. This is my first time ever DMing a campaign. And my first time ever doing anything homebrew. So I hope you guys all find it fun. And we're going to start off going through homebrew rules, answering any questions, and we'll kind of just dive right on in from there. I'm hoping I have an idea of where we're going to end, but we'll see how fast we get to that point. But first off, homebrew rules, if you didn't get the chance to read them, they are in the little book in the World Anvil. I did pin the link in Discord so you guys can get that whenever you need to take a look at it. Then, help action. So yeah, this is something new that I found, and I thought it'd be really awesome to have, because help action is great when you can get advantage for, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to help engage with not engage, but improve the engagement with players, to essentially encourage the role play between everyone. So the more times that you interact with each other, the more likely that you will be able to assist in helping them out. I know it's not the same because it's not a D20 where you have the potential to increase it, but you at least, it's kind of like inspiration. You give them a thing of inspiration in order to increase whatever role that they're doing. And this will be on top of anything else. So let's say the bard does do a bardic inspiration and someone else does a help action, you do get both rolls. So it's not like one in place of the other. But yeah. Let me respond to this message real quick.
Right.
My apologies.
That's okay.
That seemed important.
Yes.
Oh, I'm aware. Okay.
Yep. Critical hits. How I like to do crit hits is I like to make them actually be critical hits. So when you roll a critical hit, you do your maximum damage. So let's say you did a D10 of damage plus whatever modifiers. You do 10 plus a D10 plus your modifiers on top of that. So your critical hits actually feel like a critical hit. And that's any rolls that you do. So let's say you're a blood hunter, right? And you get like the D4 fire damage because you did damage to yourself, whatever. You get 4 plus your D4 for that also. So like I said, your crit hits are critical hits. So keep that in mind. Tide rolls. If it meets, it beats. I don't do any of the whole thing where it's like, oh, if you hit the armor, then it's like half damage. No, if it always goes in for the defense. So if the attacker hits the armor class, you miss. You don't do any sort of damage. So you have to actually beat the armor class in order to do damage. But yeah, for everything else, if it meets, it beats. Death saves. Please, if you are doing death saves, do not publicly roll those. I want you to roll them quietly. Feel free to include me on that roll so that way we know where you're at in the death order. I just feel like that kind of adds a little bit of urgency to those saves. You don't know if your friendly is dead or not, so you should probably get them up sooner rather than later. But yeah, I kind of like that kind of that rule. Let's see here. Equipment rules, weapon wielding, we kind of just talked about that. If there's any other questions with that, please feel free to let me know. Potions. Using a potion yourself is a bonus action. So you pop that cork, you drink it yourself, bonus action to do so. You can feed your potion to someone else, like an unconscious person. That takes an action. Potions just do full. Like you don't have to roll a d4 in order to see how much healing you get from that potion. It automatically does 4 plus whatever. The only exception to that is player-made potions. So if you have an herbalist kit and you make that potion yourself, those potions do require you to roll. Unless, of course, let's just say you roll like a nat 20 on that creation roll, I would probably just say like, okay, you created a perfect potion. You added that. It's one of those actual potions that heal you. Ammunition. Don't worry about ammunition. I don't care how many arrows you have. You can, as long as you say like maybe you replenish your arrows every now and then, great, cool, fantastic. I figure if you take out enemies that have arrows, you're stealing any arrows they have left. So unless they are a specific type of ammunition, if they are barbed arrows, poison arrows, etc., keep those ones in count. Because since they do special damage, I don't want you to have an infinite amount of those. Same thing with... how would I want to do that with darts and daggers? Yeah, I'd say keep an eye on your daggers and darts. Just because those ones aren't normal types of ammunition, I guess. I'd say mainly for like arrows, bolts, pistol ammunition, etc. As long as you consistently, say, hey, I refill them, maybe you buy some, whatever, maybe costs you a couple copper or whatever. Food consumption. There is the opportunity to hunt and forage. I'm not going to remind you every time. I figure if you guys stop in an inn, you guys are eating food, whatever. But kind of just keep that in mind. Remember to eat food. I will kind of count those towards exhaustion or maybe constitution saving rolls to, figure out if you are sick or whatever. But yeah. We do have tables for crafting. So if you want to craft something, let me know and I'll have to look it up on how to do so. But yeah, lots of fun stuff with that. You guys each have your rumors. Everyone does have 2 rumors for one individual since it's just kind of how the numbers worked. So you do have 1 character each that you have 2 rumors for. Otherwise, the rest you have 1. Use those as you would like. You don't have to know all of those right now, this very moment. If you wanted to use it at a later date and be like, hey, let's say 2 months from now, you heard about one of those rumors at one of the local places and you wanted to use that to help, spike up conversation with one of the other characters, feel free to do so. They're yours to use as you see fit. Inspiration. I will randomly give inspiration whenever I feel like it. Could be maybe you did something completely awesome. Maybe you stuck to something that I thought was cool that you remained with what your character does. I also like the idea of allowing one of you to give me a recap as to what happened in the last session. If you give a great recap, I might give you inspiration, and you can use that inspiration at any point in time. That is a extra d20. So if you wanted to re-roll a roll, you wanted to get advantage for something, you know, you have that ability to use that roll for that. And they do not go away. So if I give you that inspiration today, let's just say, you can keep that inspiration for months if you really wanted to. And those ones do stack. If you want to keep an eye on how many you have, great. That's completely up to you guys. So if you forget you have it, you forget you have it. Combat tactics, if you can do it, your enemies can too. Flanking, cover, just remember that. Changing spells. I don't know if they changed this in the new rules or not. I didn't quite dig too far into it, but I know that there are classes like Rangers, for example, that once you choose your spells, you're kind of like stuck with them. I hated that. So I am giving everyone the opportunity that when you level up, you do have the ability to switch out those spells.
I know for a fact that sorcerers got that bonus from Tasha's, and bards probably as well.
Okay.
I'm not sure about rangers because they're a half caster, but
All of them get it on the
but yeah,
when they get their ability
if
score improvements, they have the option to do that.
Yeah. So I'm changing that to just be every level you have the ability to, you know, replace ones that you feel like, you know, hey, I got this spell because I thought it'd be handy. I've never used it in the past, however sessions that we've had. I just want to switch it up for something else. Great. On your level up, you have the ability to do that. And autopiloting. Piloting. If you are out for a session, the session may still go on. Feel free to, you know, DM me what you would like your character to act like. If there is anything, if you wanted another character to maybe autopilot for you, that's great too. I am okay either way. There will be a time where maybe I won't be able to have a session, but maybe you guys can. That will come later on, but that will involve like bastions and things like that. So by all means, we'll get into that whenever we get to that. Any questions on homebrew rules? I'll take that as a nope.
I think that covers most of it, huh?
All right.
Pretty much.
Of course, if there are questions, feel free to ask. I am not so much a rules lawyer. There are some things that I will be rules lawyering about, but of course, being the DM, if I say it's final, it's final. Whether it is rules or not, because this is my world. I get to do whatever the hell I want to do with it. But yeah.
God powers.
God powers. All right. So,
being a god is a big responsibility.
it is, and it's a terrifying responsibility, let me tell you that. But welcome to Blightward. We are starting the session off here in, let's see, what did I call this area? There's a special name for it. I'll look it up later. But we are starting in the city of Threshold. Threshold is a giant city on a bridge. This bridge is here as a way to as a symbolization of the unity of both Lunaria and Veridia. They were in a little bit of a war with each other at the beginning, where they were fighting over land. And eventually they said, you know what, hey, this fight isn't going anywhere. Let's create a peace truce where we are going to, you know, we have the land that we have. We will be here in defense of each other. And after long talks and discussions, the two countries had decided to create a diplomacy with each other. And that happened here in Threshold. So every year there is a festival of unity where they celebrate the two two countries coming together. And it is a huge festival. Everyone within both of these countries and something, and even beyond, will come to this giant city on a bridge. This bridge has many different layers. There is the main bridge, which has a lot of streets, a lot of businesses, houses, but it is very much it's the rich place, right? Everyone who has money is on the main level. But a lot of shops are up there too, because, you know, why not be up there where you have the ability to gain a lot of money and influence. There are many other bridges that are underneath the main bridge. The lower you go, the lesser class, I should say, is what you are. Of course, going all the way down to the bottom, which has a lot of docks, a lot of workers, etc., where a lot of their goods and stuff come in. On the main level is where most of the festivities have. Starting off, let's start with... There's a big hustle and bustle. Across the large area of Threshold, people are celebrating, and off in the distance, there's music. There's cheers going off. There's little poppers popping from children running around at play. You can hear the laughter, the jovial mood of everyone just enjoying the festivities, finally here celebrating something that they have long looked forward to. Carts are rolling down the streets. You can hear them as they cobble across the bricks that line the streets. You smell all the wafting smells of different foods, the rich honey roasted chestnuts. You have these sweet smelling syrups on hams and other meats. Delicious bakeries, fresh bread, just sweets of strawberry infused cakes, the sweet smell of cinnamon through the air. And as we go towards the center of the bridge, off in the distance you hear the sweet songs of a bard. And I want to introduce our first character, Kurami. Please give me a description of your character and the performance that she is giving.
Let me pull up. Need to pull this back up. So you see my character on stage wearing some teal and black clothing, kind of making a showy performance as she's singing and dancing heavily up on the stage, using magic for like glowing effects and sending basically sparkler effects throughout, like above the crowd and maybe weaving through the crowd. None of them are harmful to anyone, as this is an important performance that she's not using like potentially dangerous spells. She has very long blue hair. Very energetic up on the stage. Where do you want me to have like this? Where do you just want me to put it on the purple for like a stage face?
You know what? Yeah, we'll do that because we'll just use the same map. Perfectly fine.
I know you might have to zoom in. I'm a little small.
A little small. That's okay.
There. I'm a little bigger.
All right. And what type of song are you performing at this moment?
The music that she's doing, I'm assuming this is going to be like the first day?
Yes, yep, this is...
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
Well, this is the first, like, this is the actual day of Unity. There has been celebrations, like, going on very small, like, throughout, like, the week kind of a thing. But this is
the first big performance that she would have here.
Right, correct.
Okay. Because I have a couple of songs that she's doing, but the first one is, I guess some of you may know this song if you could, like, if you've heard her perform before, because she's performed a lot and all over. So that'd be a history check for that to know like the name of the song for anyone who desires. But from just listening to it without whether you know its name or not, you can tell she's trying to bring people together and make them feel like they're all one unity. Okay. One of the lines you happen to catch is, even if you're elf or lizard, whether you're a bard or wizard, we're the same, you and me.
Perfect. Can you give me let's just give me a performance check just to see where we're at.
Absolutely. It would be my pleasure.
First roll.
As I throw one of my non-d20s all over the floor, what is my bonus? 24.
24. This performance is spectacular. The lights and the flashes are drawing everyone's attention. People maybe were listening to you in the background, but you notice like a lot of people who were like, maybe sitting outside over here are finally, they're like, ooh, what's this? And they kind of look over and they actually begin to start listening to your lyrics and kind of getting into the songs, tapping their foots. Some of them maybe even getting up and dancing along with the music. And you're really drawing in.
Some of them
that
might
crowd.
have glow sticks.
Say it again.
Some of them might have glow sticks.
Some of them might have glow sticks, exactly. They are really getting into the music and enjoying the jovial mood, and actually even the lyrics, how they kind of really tie in with the festival itself. Speaking of enjoying the festivities, off in the distance, there is a Harengon that begins walking up through the area, and hears the songs up in the distance here, and that would introduce Myst.
I definitely don't see you in the crowd.
So, Myst, if you would please introduce your character, and what would they be doing at this moment in time?
So, Myst is a small gray herring gun who has a fascination with what's going on with it. Oh, come on. Sorry, we've got TV troubles going on right now.
No worries.
So we're writing death. Myst is currently going from booth to booth, making sure that his scarf is tied around his neck. As he enjoys the festivities. He's a small carrying gun commonly clad in sailor's uniform.
Perfect.
Hear the entire thing?
Yep.
What?
Okay.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay, good. As you are coming, as you're kind of enjoying the festivities and stuff, you're hearing the music off in the background, very excited for what's all going on. You're going stall to stall, and you walk up to, or no, we'll have this. You're walking through, you're enjoying the festivities, hearing all the music and such. As you're walking from stall to stall, you bump into someone. That someone has, you notice, has a nice little bushy tail, as he's carrying maybe around a couple things here. And Kayne, can you introduce your character?
Kayne is a decently tall Vulpin with slightly extravagant clothing and robes. He has the insignia for his family store. And Mostly orange.
Perfect. Now, would you say that you are currently
Or is it as
in
loud
the
as
stand that you are selling things at, or would you be
I'm
carrying-
transporting
transporting? Okay, cool. That was what
for
I
my
was thinking.
parents.
Perfect. And so yeah, you two run into each other.
Oi!
literally?
Yep, literally run into each other. Like you don't even see each other. Boom, smack.
This things just start dropping onto the ground. Hey! Watch where you're going.
Myst pulls out a slate and casts prestidigitation on it, going, sorry, before helping clean up the mess that he caused.
Perfect.
I'll start picking a lot of stuff up as well.
As you are doing that, you hear a commotion off to the side. Totally different than what you normally hear in this area. A lot of shouting. Something is kind of happening off in the distance. And you, as you kind of look off, you notice that there is someone rather kind of short. Seems to be in a hurried mood, looking around. And Cormac, I want you to introduce your character.
Cormac is a lightly tanned, 2'11" male halfling aged around 28 years old with green eyes, slicked back, ginger hair, with a thick set of mutton chops. He wears a dark leather jacket, light gray undershirt, dark blue jean shorts. They look like pants, but they're jean shorts.
Is that
A large belt buckle with a bronze, a large belt with a bronze belt buckle, and small boots that look like they were made for a child.
Oi! Stop that man over there! You hear as these people are kind of trying to push through the crowd. Give me a perception check. Kayne, Myst, and Cormac.
Perception, that would be 14.
17.
20. Dirty 20.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. So Cormac, you see the individual guards. They are here. If I can, let's just go with. Oh, we'll do these guys. There's two of them. They are rushing down this way here. They're trying to push through the crowd. There's a bunch of people that are like all surrounding this central stage here.
that means that he's got to be the last.
And you recognize Kayne and Myst. You also like kind of recognize. You see the commotion going on. You can't quite see Cormac because he's kind of lost in the crowd a little bit, but you can tell the guards because they are very, very shiny. Their helmets are like glistening. The sunlight kind of just beams right off of them as they're trying to like rush through. You see a little bit of like, the crowd around Cormac is kind of like if you're a kid in tall grass, like you'd be able to like see them moving through the tall grass. You can kind of see that going on, but you can't see Cormac, the top of his head at all throughout the crowd.
Roll a stealth.
Go ahead and roll stealth.
Okay.
Nope.
That would be 24.
24. All right.
I am too busy with my performance to care about specific audience members.
Well, the guards definitely do not see you as they begin to walk over this way, thinking that you actually went through the crowd over here. Yeah, they rolled a nat 1, so they are completely oblivious to the action that's going on. As they come over to the crowd over here, they come across an individual here, and Lucius, I want you to introduce your character.
Okay. Lucius is a half elf. He is maybe about 6 foot, has silvery hair, about amethyst purplish eyes, kind of pale, wearing a dark leather. Um, he kind of like trying to stand off by himself, not too close to any crowds, and kind of more serious looking. Um, yeah, just kind of like trying to stay away from any attention and just watching the performance and people watching pretty much.
Oi,
You would be well aware the character you're viewing is maybe kind of appears elvish, but they're definitely too short to be an elf. They're 5'2".
oi, you there, sir. Have you seen an individual over here? Came running on through, about yay tall, scruffy, little bit on the little hair on the sides.
I wasn't really paying attention to any one person.
Blast! I think we might have lost him. All right.
That was something I can help you guys with.
Yeah, we're looking for some individual. He's wanted. We're pretty sure that he might have stolen some goods from one of the other stalls. Been chasing him down here. We trying to find him.
There's a lot of people here. If I spot someone like that, I'll be sure to holler.
Thank you. Just any of us patrols here, and he points to an insignia of a bridge on his chest plate. Just come talk to any of us. They should know what's going on.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. They'll proceed to kind of walk through this way, trying to push through the crowd, still in search of said individual, which they are not going to be able to find. During this time, we have a special feline character. So, Turtle, would you please introduce your character, and what would they be doing at this point in time?
Festivals are not really my friend. Being a very small-sized house cat, there's a lot of people. My tail could get stepped on. It's very loud. Children are handsy. So I'm probably sitting on a rooftop somewhere watching the performance from above, enjoying my space. But if anyone sees me, they see a little tortoiseshell fluffy cat. And when I say little, I mean you could probably hold me in one hand.
Perfect.
Full on cat, 4 legs, fur. Pretty straightforward.
All right. Do you have a token for yourself yet?
I was given one. It's somewhere in my Discord.
So feel free to kind of put yourself anywhere on the map.
I don't know how to do that.
On the bottom right corner of Owlbear, or not bottom right, bottom middle, there's the right side that's Asset Manager. You just hit Add, and then drag your image in there.
I'll get around to that.
No worries. I can always add like a filler in here if you have an idea. And if you right click anywhere on this map, you will like do the cool little laser pointer. So if you wanted to signify where you're at, feel free to do so. Whoops. Clicked on the wrong one. That's what I wanted. Turtle is green. Up there? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Chilling on the corner above the tables. I can smell the food and hear the people, but I don't have to be involved.
Perfect. I don't have a cat token at the moment, but I will just make you one of these things.
I can make one real quick.
I was gonna say, I know I have one in here somewhere.
Beautiful.
I know I made it for you. I just need to get it real quick.
Yeah, it's in your. Yeah, I gotta find it.
Or I can give you Larry the Lizard.
Can't do that yet.
Oh, perfect. A jaguar?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the best cat
Just
that
a
I've
big
got
cat.
right now.
It's just a big cat.
It's just a big cat. It's just a big kitty.
Just a big kitty.
Here, I'll move that one. All right. As you guys are out there having fun, dealing with the different things, I'd say the performance kind of goes on for a couple minutes, and you're told, Kurami, that you can feel free to take a little bit of a break. You know, maybe you've been up on stage for a while, you're performing all these different songs, and they want you to be able to enjoy the festivities that are in the area, as other bards might come up there and kind of just play some instrumental songs just to kind of be some nice background music, just to kind of give you some breaks.
Yeah.
As
She'll go into the crowd. Probably be a little swarmed by some of them, I assume.
Perfect. Yes, you're swarmed by all these people like, oh my god, let me get your autograph. I love you.
She'll happily be signing things and any, like, I don't know, pictures? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say there are some pictures that would be out there. Takes a little bit of magic and not many. Well, I'd say there would be probably quite a few people up on this level that would have access to that kind of technology, because it's not cheap. Let's just say that.
I mean, there might even be a specific booth for it here too.
Right. But as everyone is kind of out there, you hear a lot of what's calling. A lot of people just out there talking about the different stands that they have. Step right on up, come get your prizes. We got magic items galore. All you have to do is throw in a couple copper and have some luck. Maybe you can get in on some of these fine magic items that we have. All sorts of different stalls. You feel free to stop at some food. There are many different stalls of different games that have different activities. Each of these activities allows you to, you notice this as you pass by a couple, to get prizes. Some of them have these fine ribbons. They have special lanterns that seem to light special colors. Other different odds and ends, some candies and such. You notice that there's one game that has these rings with these flaming hoops that you have to toss and try and toss these rings through these hoops in order to gain points. There are some cups that you have to listen to and see if you can spot let's see here. You have to spot the glowing pearl hidden beneath the magical cups. There is a drum that you have to slam and try and what they call shake the sky. The louder that you are, the more points you get. There is a pixie catch. There's a lantern maze, a keg lift. There is a spot to perform like a what do they call those? Where you stand up in front and like speak poems and such. They have one of those where you kind of like tell a poem, and the better your poem is, the more points you get. If you can dazzle the crowd. A couple other games throughout. There is a dunking tank that you can try and dunk different creatures into the tanks and make a big splash or not. Let's see, what else do we have here? Gleam Spider Wrangle, Moondrop Memory, which is basically a memory game. There's also a race if you want to partake in a little bit of a race. Which ones strike your fancy?
Well, I think Myst would be interested in doing the ring toss.
The ring toss? All right.
Yep.
So we'll say the ring toss is over here by the red banners. And let's see here. Let me pull up the rules.
You have to pull out the step stool for me, though.
You have to pull out the step stool. That's all right. So you get, you notice as you walk up to it, there is a flame-scarred gnome. Boris is the name. And he's wearing a nice leather apron. And he says, welcome on over to my flame toss. I'm here. I've created this myself. And don't worry, these flames are totally non-lethal. I created them myself. All you have to do is take these rings, throw them into each of these different hoops here, and gain yourself some points. More points you get, the better the prize you got. And he tosses you, he hands you over these 3 rings. And you notice that there is a low loop, or a low hoop, a middle hoop, and a top hoop. He points to each one. You get 1 hoop down here for the first point. You get 2 points for the middle, and 3 points for the top.
So it sounds like something of a Miss Sally.
A little bit. Now, feel free. The more points you get, the better the prize you're going to get. And he points to the different prizes that he has. He points to a couple ones on the bottom rung here. You notice that one of them is a nice little whistle. You also see a tiny music box and a pouch. Looks to have some sort of like something in it. The second tier, he has, you notice, a whole bunch of coins, a thimble, and the top tier items, you see that he has, there's a mirror, a cloak that seems to be almost like patched together. Different colors. There also seems to be like at the very top of the where the collar is. Almost think of like a lion's mane, but it's like cloth triangles that go around the collar, and at the very end of those triangles are little like fluffy balls at the end of each of those triangles.
It
Yeah.
makes me a little larger, actually, which is kind of nice.
In case you're trying to get to a certain prize.
Okay.
So I want you to roll a acrobatics or athletics, or no, sorry, nope, looking at the wrong one. I want you to roll a sleight of hand check.
Look at my beautiful character.
1 sleight of hand.
Yes. And tell me which hoop you're going for.
Okay, I'm gonna do it before I do the roll.
Sure.
That way it's fair. I'm gonna aim for the middle room. For the yeah, I'll aim for the middle.
All right. Go ahead and roll that sleight of hand check.
That sleight of hand check is, give me a sec, gotta pull it up because I'm using my 1 sleight of hand is 21.
That hoop, like a frisbee, just soars right through the hoop, no problem. It goes right through the center. Flames don't even hit it. Anissa, and the Boros there turns to you and says, "All right, nice job. You got it right through there. That's 2 points for you. 2 more tosses. Where are you going?"
Right. Myst is going to feel a little bit more confident and go for the top hoop.
All right, another sleight of hand check.
Another 21.
Another 21. Just as easily as the first throw, you toss it right on through, and it goes right through the middle. Flames don't even touch it. The flames barely even move as it goes right through it. All right, we got ourselves a hot one over here. That's another 3 points, that's 5 points total. You already got yourself a nice middle tier prize. One more nice throw like that, you can get yourself a top tier prize. Where are you going to throw?
Top it goes.
Top it goes.
And that's a 22.
22. Just again, as easily as the other throws, right on through the middle. Whoa, congratulations there. That's another 3 points. 8 whopping points. You, sir, have earned yourself a top tier prize. Which would you like to choose?
What was the top tier?
The top ones you noticed were a mirror and a cloak.
You know, he's going to be a little bit fancy. He's going to grab the cloak. He's going to ask for the cloak.
Perfect. He one cloak coming right up, and he folds up the cloak nice and fancy like, with the collar kind of flooring out from at the very top there. You yourself have some fun with this as he gives you a cloak of the Jester's Twist. You can add that to your inventory. And it should be in there. If not, make sure you have optional items checked.
Got it.
Okay, cool.
Shard. Ooh. That's pretty good.
Yes. Is there any other games that anyone else would like to be interested in trying? I'm telling you, some of these items are very nice.
I can confirm the
I don't think
I
that
just
we
got is
play
pretty
any of the
good.
games because I'll be working at the stall.
You'll be working at the stall?
Yeah.
What, okay, tell me what type of items are currently on display at your stall?
Spyglasses, probably a couple like sending stones, maybe a couple Tinker's artifact items that the father made, some low hand scrolls that mother's selling,
Perfect.
just like low end stuff, knowing that people would just be able to afford that easily.
Awesome, awesome. Let's see here. I'm going to put this up here.
Remind me, my character's just going around a little bit to talk to people, greet them.
I think Cormac's just sitting in a corner doing as much watch as he can from his very low hanging position.
As much hiding as he can get.
He's 2'11". He probably is looking at people's knees.
The guards are just kind of patrolling the area, making sure that ruffians aren't causing any trouble. You notice that a couple people will walk up to him completely inebriated, having conversations with them, and they're just trying to like brush them off. And you know, you'll notice like one of them will snap his fingers trying to get a different patrol's attention, tell him like, you know, take this guy away, send him home, as a different patrol kind of comes and, you know, takes them off, as they are kind of designated to this spot in case any sort of trouble arises.
Yesterday.
You also notice that during this time, people are bringing this this brazier out. They're kind of setting up this, you know, putting in some wood, trying to get this prepared for the later festivities that are ready to occur. Lucius, what are you doing?
I think he found like that moon. Was it moondrop?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think
the
found that
moondrop
kind of
memory.
interesting. But he's kind of like waiting till like people kind of like clear a little bit so you could check it out, see what it is.
Okay.
Um,
So it's basically like the game Simon, where you had to like, you push the different colors in different order and you have to memorize what that order is. But these are these little moon-shaped tokens, and they light up in a pattern. And you notice that a couple people are, trying to remember. Some of them are like very quick at it. They are very easy. They tap on the tokens and they manage to get them. A couple of them are a little disappointed because they get like 2 of them correct, and they kind of just shrug as they only get the low tier items. The ones here that you notice are there's feathers. There's a whole bunch of feathers as a lower tier item. There is these small little charms that are in the shape of little like flames, and these rocks that have these little like eyeballs on them. The tier 2 items you notice are, let's see here. Where did I put those other items? Snap. Oh yeah, here we go. I can come into here. Nope, stop. Creations. You also notice these little mechanical birds that have to like this little like wind up action on them, where like you kind of like can crank them and they would like move around, maybe make a noise. You also notice this cup that seems to be bubbling with these little bubbles. The top tier items that you notice are I wonder if I created that. I might not have, but there is a lantern that it's kind of like a paper lantern, and on the lantern there is a kind of like a sun on each side. There is also there's these like golden teeth. You don't know what kind of creature they came from, but it's like golden like capped tooth.
that was a grill.
No, it's a singular tooth. It seems to like be capped gold. And then there is also a bottle of this like, I don't know, looks like perfume or cologne or something, and the bottle is in the shape of a black cat.
Okay.
You notice that people seem to be getting a little discouraged with the game, not really being able to keep in line with the memory of it, and so the people kind of begin to dwindle away from this place.
Okay, so Lucius for sure is now gonna like attempt it.
All right, you walk up,
Wherever it is.
and there is this lady with this long, curly, silver gray hair, and she's got these like piercing silver eyes that look at you, purple skin that is only slightly beginning to wrinkle. You notice that she has these really pointed ears, and the purple is like an alabaster kind of purple, like very lavender pale skin. Oh, hello! You here to do the Moondrop memory? Like to test your wits?
Yes, ma'am. I think I'll give it a shot.
Very, very good. You see, you have been watching over off to the side here. All you have to do is press the runes in the order that they appear. You have 3 rounds. If you can get them correct each 3 rounds, you can get the top prize. The first round, you get the low tier. Middle, if you get it for 2 rounds. So, are you ready? Do you need some preparation?
No, I think I'm ready.
All right. And she waves her hand over the runes as the first sequence lights up, and I want you to either make an investigation or insight check.
Okay. That is a 24 for insight.
All right. So the first round, you see the different runes appear, and this is cakewalk for you. It was only like 3 symbols. How can anybody get this wrong? And you tap the three symbols. Oh, very, very good. You were paying attention. Now be prepared. It's only going to get increasingly difficult. And
okay.
she goes to wave her hand over, and she goes, "Do you need a moment to concentrate?"
No, that wasn't too bad. I think I'm ready.
All right. And she waves her hand over as the runes light up once again. Go ahead and make another investigation or insight check.
Whoops, that one is a 20. Shit, I did twice.
A 20?
20.
All
Yeah.
right. Again, the runes light up. There's a series of 6 that light up, and you're able to easily just push those through. Very, very good. You are a smart fellow, aren't you? I can tell those lovely eyes of yours were very, very astute. Now, it's going to be the most difficult that this is going to be. Are you ready for this?
Lucius kind of looks away to kind of like hide his eyes. Yeah, I'm ready.
She waves her hand over as the runes begin to light up again, and again, make another investigation or insight check. An 8.
That one's a nat one.
A nat 1. You're like, I think, and you begin to push the runes in. As you get to the second rune, it lights up a bright red. Oh, I see you weren't paying attention. Perhaps you needed a moment to concentrate. But you know what? That's okay. You got at least 2 of the 3. As she points to the prizes on the second shelf here, the medium tier items. Please have your pick. Which would you prefer?
I think I'll take the little mechanical birds.
The mechanical bird, very wise choice. As she plucks one of the birds from the shelf and hands it over to you. Now all you have to do is just turn that little thing and it will cause a ruckus. You can make it say whatever you want it to say. It's very short, but it's a very entertaining, especially for the little ones.
Well, I thank you very much. He kind of looks away because, he's still kind of, the whole thing about his eyes.
You can go ahead and add in a, what did I call this thing? Here we go. You can add a clockwork chirper to your inventory. Anyone else like to play some games? Or Turtle, what would you be doing?
I believe that the half elf was one of the tallest people in the crowd. And he seems paler than most, so he kind of stands out, at least to me. And I've kind of just been watching him, and now he has a mechanical bird that I'm very interested in.
Do you drop down to him, or are you just?
I'm doing that cat thing where like we're not really loafing, but like we're doing the butt wiggle as we stare at you before we pounce.
Oh, the calibrations for pouncing.
Yep.
Yeah, the cat pounds is loading.
Cat mouse is loading. Lucius, give a perception check.
Perception. That is a 9.
A 9. Yeah, you don't notice this cat that's about ready to pounce in your direction.
Just toward here.
How far is that other roof?
This roof over here, about 30 feet.
Ooh. Jump speed is half your movement speed?
Good question. Let me pull up here. I think where I see that.
And does it make a difference if you get a running start?
Yes.
Long jump. When you make a long jump, you can cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump.
Oh no. Oh
Because I
no,
like
no, no,
this,
no.
He's looking at his little
let's see.
toy and kind of just walking towards his
Gonna
table.
miss
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
roof.
say we're not doing strength here.
Let's see here. The rule assumes that the height of your jump doesn't matter, such as the jump across the stream or chasm. So let's see here. At your DM's option, you must succeed on a strength of athletics check to clear a
Oh
low
god,
obstacle.
no. Oh,
Let's see here.
am I able to do acrobatics if I aim for the table instead?
So you're gonna like aim for like this table down here.
Yeah, I don't really do strength and athletics. I'm
So
very
let's see
small.
here. That's about.
Because cats have horrible jump scores.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we always land on our feet.
According to the D&D rules, the cats can't jump.
Well, they also don't have dark vision, which is a lie, so.
Let's see here. I would say I would allow you to make an acrobatics check simply because you are the landing is more so than anything, and that's very much like a parkour type of a thing.
And
so
I'm technically not a normal cat off cough,
Yeah.
so.
So I would say I would allow an acrobatics check.
Oh, that's not great. That's a 6 total.
A 6 total. You go to pounce. You definitely land way shy of your target. And outside of normal cat-like behavior where you land on your feet, you kind of do. You kind of like do a little bit of a tumble, but you ultimately land on your feet. You don't like land on your backside or anything, but you after the tumble, you're on your feet.
Do that thing where like they jump and then their back legs slip and they hit their side and then they stand up very quickly and they stand up all puffed because they're like, what just happened?
Yeah, what just happened, and a little bit of that mixed in with I meant to do that.
I will immediately recover and just walk right up and and just meow at him.
Oh, hey, little guy, Curl.
And in your head, you hear, "Can I play with your bird?"
What was that? Lucius he's looking around.
Can I play with your bird?
He looks back at the cat. What? Oh, was that you?
Yes.
What? Sure. He kneels down and puts the little toy on the floor right next to the cat.
Back haunches straight up in the air, starts batting at it.
How are you able to talk like that?
I mean, I talk just like you do.
But you're talking in my head.
Yeah. Something about human mouths. My mouth doesn't work like that. And I continue batting at the bird like it's a cat toy.
Huh. I've never seen anything like you.
I get that a lot.
Are you a cat?
Last I checked.
Wow, do you have a name?
Hi, my name's Turtle.
This is wild. Turtle. That's a cat. My name's Lucius.
Lucius. You have a weird name.
Uh, yeah, my mom named me after, uh, I guess light. She's into light. She's a light cleric.
That's a religion thing, right?
Yeah, something like that.
We have a
Uh,
few of those back home.
I'm just still blown away that I'm talking to a cat like this.
Well, this bird is boring now. Can I sit on your shoulders?
Um,
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
sure.
And she'll climb up. Doesn't even wait for him to finish.
Lucius kind of like side eyeing her, but picks up the toy and stands up.
Yeah, she's just gonna kind of like scarf around his neck and take a cat nap.
And he's kind of like saying, like, "How do I do?" Just letting her.
Yeah, she's just chilling.
He's slowly gonna walk back to his corner of this building and kind of chill there.
Hey, any other games anyone would like to partake in?
I mean, I don't have a problem doing another game.
Cormac, interested in doing any games either?
I believe Cormac is probably just watching. Maybe he looked at the ring toss and thought about it, but most likely he would just stick around and watch
Okay.
for any potential target to thieve from.
Okay. If there's any like particular, like, are you looking at people? Are you looking at the stalls, trying to like pick the prizes, or
Particularly, it's either anyone who is particularly rich and distracted, or if maybe one of the people at the stalls are distracted, I may attempt to just sneak in and grab a prize.
okay? If you would like to, go ahead and I'd say roll a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand.
Yep.
That would be quite sad. 13.
A 13. Okay. As you are looking through, you notice that a lot of people there's a lot of distraction going on. All the different booths, the different games, the different, all the foods and the hustle and bustle of all these different people that are here. So there's a lot of distraction, but you notice that there almost seems to be it's like very limited time that you could like sneak through and like grab a prize from like one of the tents because it's just constantly moving back and forth and getting the prizes. Uh, as you are kind of like looking, you see that opportune moment, but you're like, I know that if I take too long, that opportunity is gonna go. So your hand reaches out fast with like a swiftness of grabbing whatever it is that you can grab. Um, you're not paying attention, so you aren't quite sure what you were grabbing at. But you kind of just reached in to grab anything, and you managed to successfully grab a piece of candy.
Candy.
Not from a baby, I hope.
I mean, maybe. So I want you to add a honey drop candy to your inventory.
Honey drop candy.
Yep.
All right. Huh. Nice.
Kayne, you're there helping out your family with the shop. A lot of people are coming and checking out your wares. A lot of people expecting to be paying a lot for these items because it is the festivities. They know that a lot of things are going to be higher priced than anything. So your family is doing pretty decent up here, selling the different artifacts. Even the low level spells that you didn't think would actually be all that popular seemed to be flying off pretty easily, especially ones that were like, you kind of came up with a couple, like maybe some prestidigitation scrolls that a lot of these wives have come and, bought because, hey, it's so much easier than having to clean yourself. And a lot of different things like that. So your family's been doing very, very well. Your father looks at you and says, you can, if you would like, son, you're more than welcome to enjoy the festivities. You don't have to stay here. We got this very well under control. Don't want you to feel like you have to be here.
A lot of these games I've already done before.
I mean, very, very true. But don't feel like you have to be here is all. Please enjoy. Myst, you said that you wanted to play a game. Was there a different one that was interested in you?
Myst! Did you catch my performance?
Myst kind of jumps up and looks at the Kurami and goes and nods.
Surprised to see you here. Enjoying yourself?
Holds up the cloak that he's got.
Ooh.
Are you going to? If we've shared a ship, you probably don't know about the issue that Myst has right now, because that was relatively recent.
Where do I have? That's in the draft. No, see, this is. I just know this is you.
But
You looking to set out on a new adventure again soon? I hear people see you staring at the docks out at the sea.
Myst kind of tilts their head, pulls out their little slate, and goes, "Lost voice," and holds it up for Kurami.
That's a newer thing?
Yep.
Okay.
That happened quite literally a week before this all got started.
You explain. Like, is it like you just have a really bad sore throat and you can't speak, or is it like more serious?
Myst looks around to try to make sure that there isn't too many people like watching before he pulls down his scarf and cranes his neck up so then she can see the gash.
Injury. I see.
And then he like pulls it up and makes sure that's comfortable.
Well, I mean, you seem to have found at least a replacement for communication, so...
Paws up in the air in the shrugging motion. And then like pulls out or takes the slate, taps it, and goes, "Want to go racing?"
I haven't found an easy time getting through the crowd, so it'd be difficult for me to join you in any endeavor at this point. But don't let me stop you. That's what this festival is all about.
Well,
I find my enjoyment talking with the people and seeing them smile.
He tilts his head, nods, kind of what you would expect of the that checks out. And then he hops off to wherever the races are.
See you around.
Paw up in the air, waving.
Sorry, give me real quick. I'm making a token also. Okay, so the races. Pull up this. The races are over in this general direction. Let me pull up the info here. The Featherfoot race. You notice like two halfling twins are there. They are the ones that are involved with this race. It is just a let's see here. You notice that they kind of created this they created this route, and along this route are different objects that you have to basically, it's kind of like an obstacle course in a way, where you have to like go through these different sections in order to complete the race and say that you did it. And you notice that this race is, against other people. To get the top tier item, you have to place in first place, middle tier, second place, third place is the low tier items. Here, you notice that the low tier items, again, so here is a feather. There is a matchbook. And there is I'll leave that one for the top tier. There's also the cup that's kind of like bubbling. The middle tier items, we have a let's go with, there is a mushroom shaped lantern. There is a ribbon. And there is also where are you? A thimble here as well. And then the top tier items we have, there's another cloak that seems to be made out of feathers. There is a, back into here, the cologne in the shape of a black cat. And what else do we have? Ooh, this one. There's also a charm. And the charm shows like a symbol of like a cornucopia on it. Step right on up. Get your chance to win a prize. All you have to do, and they'll point down to basically down the street. It's basically like a straight shot going down this way with the different obstacles that are set up. You make it to the end first, you can get yourself one of these top tier prizes, and they kind of explain the whole situation. Just don't be tripped up by what's going on down there. And you notice that the other twin just kind of like giggles. And they, if you're all ready, I will set off. Once you see the light turn green, that's your time to run. Just step right on up to the line when you're ready to go.
Well, Myst goes up to the line and looks around and pretty much waits.
All right. So you get a couple other individuals. You get a dragonborn child, another halfling, and then you also another person steps up who is another Herongon, but much smaller. One of the halfling twins runs down to go to the very end, just to kind of keep track of who's the winner. As the other one steps in front, right in front of the line, and casts dancing lights. And the lights form together, and she's like, all right, if you're ready, the light turns red, then it turns yellow, and then green as you run down the street. The first thing you notice, the first obstacle that you have to go through is a bunch of stones that seem to be kind of like jumping up and down, floating, trying to kind of prevent you from going further. Roll either an acrobatics or athletics check.
I'm doing in the acrobatics because that's the best I've got.
All right.
An 18.
18, you said?
Yep.
Smooth as silk. What you end up doing, you figure, I could jump over these very easily, or to keep my momentum going, I could just slide right underneath. And so you kind of do one of those baseball action slides where you're just going to like slide underneath the rocks that float up and continue with your momentum. You notice that the other Herringon kind of had the same concept and is kind of like right on your heels. The halfling kind of tried to just walk underneath them and hit their head a little bit, thinking that they could have just cleared it, but didn't realize that, headspace. They kind of fell back, and the Dragonborn decided to try and climb over them instead, and is in last place. As you come up to the next section here, you notice that it is a slope, and on that slope is some ice. Again, roll another acrobatics or athletics check.
13.
13. Ooh, so you try to run up this slope, and you were doing great. You got the momentum to kind of go up, and you started kind of slipping a little bit. You dig your feet in a little bit to try and get yourself up there. You notice that the other Herringon, though, managed to leap themselves up a little bit and gain themselves a momentum to slide up, and with ease, they are now in first. You are currently in second. The Dragonborn with their claws just kind of dug right into the ice and used it to climb up this slope. They are right on your heels, where the other halfling is struggling very much so to get up this slippery slope. You continue running down, and you come across the last thing. It kind of looks normal when you first look at it, until the Herringon in front of you goes onto it and notices that this bright purple light shines underneath them as they get kind of thrown up into the air slightly, and they get kind of put off balance as they kind of levitate within the area. Again, make another acrobatics or athletics check.
It is for a 25.
25. The other Herringon manages to kind of like figure out their balance as they're kind of like floating through this, and you, with your quick intuition, decide, I can use this to my advantage, and you use your momentum to kind of propel yourself forward over this field, and the levitation actually kind of like keeps your momentum going with super smooth ease as you just kind of like very speedily glide right past the other Herringon, taking the lead. The other Dragonborn manages to get caught up in the levitation. They are very much just like floating there, trying to like figure their way out, but they're just like, now they're upside down at this point. The halfling actually manages to pass the Dragonborn using its small features to and their quick wits to kind of do something similar to what you did, and kind of just like smooth their way across. The Dragonborn unfortunately ends up last, halfling third, the other Herringon is in second, and you win the top tier prize. What would you like to pick?
liking that charm symbol.
With the cornucopia on it.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you can add to your inventory Charm of Festival Fortune. Another pretty good one to have, honestly. All right. Lucius, would you like to join in another game, or are you pretty much just hanging out with Turtle at this point?
I think he's still hanging out with Turtle, maybe still having conversations.
Okay. Let's see here. You begin to hear the bustle of the people as the guards are ushering people to kind of move out of the way. You notice that there seems to be like an opening of people, like nobody is standing along the middle section of both of these sides. So like the people are beginning to kind of gather in towards the center, very interested into what's going on here.
Oh.
These people
Okay.
begin moving in.
Ability to any ability check.
And Kayne, give me a perception check. If you're still there.
Uh-oh.
Did we lose you?
You said
we
Kayne,
use-
Oh,
right?
there he is.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh.
I intended to go do something.
No worries. Perception check.
Ja. Not good. So 5.
5. Okay.
Not 1 + 4.
You don't notice anything. And actually, I want everyone else give me a perception check as well for something completely different.
Lucy's got a 21.
Oh,
16.
oh, that's just dirty.
17.
17.
24.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Something you see everyone kind of gathering in, gathering into the center. Something seems a little off. You know that like nothing is like everyone is very jovial. They're very excited. They're amped up for what's about to occur. This is something that Kayne, you would actually probably know, having been to this festival several times growing up into this area. But this is the part that begins the ceremony of the Festival of Unity. You know, the sun's about ready to set, and you know that this is really bringing in the two different countries together. You recall that, oh, people are probably gathering here into the center because it is the lighting of the brazier right here in the center. Everyone else probably doesn't really recognize this. You just kind of, you understand that something big is happening, something very exciting. But you do...
I might have performed here for this more than just this time.
That's very
But
true.
it wouldn't be like a lot of times. Like, definitely not every time, obviously.
You notice, everyone though, outside of Kayne, kind of basically notices that something is just off. There is something with this crowd that doesn't seem very normal. A lot of people are wearing bright colors. They're very festive and into the mood. But you do notice that there are a couple like individuals that seem to kind of stand out a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. There we go. A couple individuals just kind of seem to stand out. They don't really seem very jovial. They kind of seem like they're trying to hide themselves in the crowd. There are a lot more people that are here than the ones that are here. These are just signifying people. But they just seem very out of place. But you begin to notice that there are 2 individuals. I'll give them this symbol. Why not? Coming from either side of the street. And of course, if you were to go down this way, this would lead to Lunaria. This way would lead to Veridia. As long as you go to the very end of the bridge. You are currently right in the center of said bridge. Those that know, these people are carrying torches. These torches were originally lit at the capital cities of each country and carried and brought to this central place where they would light this brazier. You all begin to recall that people were setting this thing up in the center here, but you begin to kind of piece together that among some of the people that look like that they probably would actually be there to set this brazier up, that some of those individuals were very different than the others. You hear this music playing as the beat picks up, as these individuals come closer and closer to the center of the brazier with their torches ready to light this thing up and begin the Festival of Unity. They both make it to the stairs. You can tell that these people have been running a long time. They were probably maybe even given these torches at the very end. Like, these people have run from either end of the bridge and they are bringing it together.
I'm just going to Arcana the spot that they're going to be attempting to light real quick before they get there.
Okay.
15.
15?
Yeah.
Something is a little... There's something different. Normally, there's nothing fancy about this. There's maybe a couple charms that are maybe included with this because,
I'm feeling the magic I'm receiving from it feels off from what I might have experienced from the past.
Correct.
Couple of times I've been here.
Correct.
Okay. It's a good thing I have some spells for this. I'm going to use a prestidigitation to cause a noise that's gonna attempt to get them to halt, even if it's literally just saying so.
I was gonna say, what would that sound be?
Probably just an actual loud verbal, halt or wait.
Okay. I want you to make a... What check would I have you do?
You want me to do... Assume it'd be persuasion?
You know what?
Or do you have something else in mind?
Tell me what you think you would roll to try and get them to stop.
I'm trying to persuade them to hold off now.
Okay.
I don't want them to not light it, but I want them to hold off just a minute.
Okay.
For me.
Okay, go ahead and make a persuasion check then.
Okay.
What is
23.
it? 23? Okay.
Yes.
The crowd is roaring. They are excited. They are cheering on these wielders. And they're like, ah, yeah, clapping, cheering. Everyone's has those noise makers that they are just whirling around, trying to anticipate this moment, because they know as soon as this brazier is going to be lit, fireworks are going to go off. There's going to be loud. The music is building up to this point where it's going to crescendo into this cacophony of sound and roaring. You use your prestidigitation to say, stop. That stop echoes over everyone. Everyone hears you say stop. And the individuals stop as they get right here. They turn to look at you as if like, this is my job. Like, this is what I'm supposed to. What do you mean stop?
I'm gonna run up here and I'm just going to like whisper to them that I send something off with the magic of the place. Like, I know this is important to the people, but safety is important too.
What's your passive perception?
My passive perception should just be 12.
12?
Yeah.
Okay. What you don't notice while you're out there investigating is that a small flame gets shot to the brazier and lights it. And I want everyone to roll an initiative.
Oh boy.
Initiative. Ooh, man, that's so close.
Oh
Yeah.
boy!
This
15.
dice is going into dice jail.
Almost had a 20.
Let me see here. How do I... Is it this one? Oh, yes, it
Have
is.
it going places.
Me too.
Sounds like the Doom soundtrack.
Add to initiative.
This, right? That looks right.
Kurami's
Yep.
added.
Oh, it's Witcher 2.
I
That's an
added
initiative.
myself.
Okay.
I am.
Let's see.
I
Why?
am also going places.
Okay, I think I need to switch you to... Oh, yeah, there we go. That can add you into initiative also. Okay, and then I need to roll initiative. How do I... Okay, here we go.
This is not a great roll. Nat 1 + 1.
Oh,
So
That-
stop,
that die-
man. You need better cat-like reflexes, my guy. Speaking from experience.
Okay, so this gets a +2. Okay, so let's add this. So this is a 10. And I'm just going to add... Oops. Stop it. Okay, we're going to do this. Oh, wait, how do I show mine? Collections, my homebrew creations. Here we go. And they get a +1. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm just going to have them all kind of go at once. Just to make that simpler. And let's go to my encounters.
I think I'll have to wait until after the...
Oh, snap,
initiative.
I didn't save it. Well, what the fuck? Manage characters. Blightward. And then I want... how can I search in here? Here it is. Okay, I want...
Oops.
Add...
Hey, it's not attacking me just yet.
And add.
I was just trying to move the camera around.
5 of those. Okay.
You got to be careful of people on the board, because
Yeah, found that out.
Do you have a middle mouse
it,
button?
it prioritizes you
Yeah,
moving
it
characters
should be.
over the map.
If you use middle
not
mouse
a
button, you
different
can
button
click
for it.
anywhere and it still works.
I use scroll button.
Yeah,
That's why you
that
do it.
scroll
Same.
button, middle mouse button.
My scroll zooms in and out.
Do
Yeah,
that
if
too,
you
but
Push the
click it.
button in.
click and hold it and then move.
I gotta add one of my tokens in here. Add. Let's see, where would you end up?
Those dudes look scary.
There we go.
Just a little bit.
That's okay, because Kayne looks like he's about to do Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Okay, that should work now. Yes, okay, so I'm just gonna throw her over here. Okay. So, as the brazier gets lighted, looks normal at first. The flame just kind of kicks up as a normal orange-red flame until eventually it turns into this sickly green, purple, black kind of flame. And from those flames, this creature like begins to like form into existence as it like crawls through the fire and become basically solidified into this almost grizzly bear like creature. It's just like rotted flesh and dripping just this black ichor. And everyone, you notice that it's just the cacophony of excitement dies out, and then just a cacophony of screams as this thing gives a nice bellowing roar into the middle of this area. And Myst, what are you gonna do?
Well, I guess I'm going to go to the. So, we noticed that the guys over here are acting suspicious, and am I just more worried about this?
You notice that so these people are civilians, but you notice that these guys are all very intent onto what's going on here in the center. They are black robes, very tattered black robes. There is a symbol in like a dark gray, very almost hard to distinguish between the black robe, but it is kind of like a picture of a skull, where the top of the skull seems to be like decaying, but also kind of like a poison where it's like bubbly.
Okay.
And I would say they look like they are kind of threatening, as they seem to be like that they are beginning to do things to the area. We don't know what. I'd say you probably noticed that the flame maybe came from this guy here to light it.
Which one?
This one up here.
Bit too far for me. Okay. Yes, I'm how high is the stage?
The stage is about 2, 3, I'd say like 7 feet up. I mean, you have stairs that kind of, well, maybe not 7 feet. I'd say, I'll say about 5 feet. About 5 feet up. Going up, I mean, you can use the stairs, obviously, but if you wanted to leap over, it would be a 5 foot jump slash climb.
2, 3, 4, 5. I'd get right up to it.
And fireworks did go off, by the way, as if it was like a normal like festivity. Like fireworks are going off as in celebration
Yeah.
of what's going on.
Well, he's going to run, and he's going to jump up onto the stage.
Okay.
And then he's going to use where is my eldritch blast?
Eldritch
Hold on.
Blast.
And I'm pretty sure that's going to be a miss out of 12.
12 against, I'm assuming against the big guy.
Yeah.
12 is a miss. Yep. The Eldritch Blast, just like, it almost looks like it was going to hit. However, it just hits like the very wisp of it. So just a bare miss.
He's done.
He's done.
Yep.
Kurami, you're next.
Okay. Is like the brazier actually lit still?
Yes. Once the creature had fully formed in front of you, it went from the black-ish color to back to a normal flame.
So it's a normal flame right now.
Correct.
Okay.
You basically gather that the lighting of the beacon, so to speak, was the tripping mechanism, and
They had a failsafe in case something like me occurred.
yes.
Go figure. It'd still be nice to have the people actually like
Yeah,
use the flame for the brazier in like name of the event, but I don't really have anything I can do against this thing here. My best option. I can keep its attention if people want that. At least you're up here with me, but I'm not gonna quite jump off the stage just yet, but it'll look like I'm preparing to, because I kind of will be, but I'm gonna make an attack roll, a spell attack roll against the creature.
All right.
22.
That hits.
Mm-hmm. For 6 radiant damage, as a bright white star shoots out of my hand, kind of makes a flare a little bit going around before smacking into it.
All right.
And I'll like call to it to draw its attention.
Okay, so your spell, the radiant energy, reaches out to it, darts right into the creature, hits it right on one of its haunches. You half expected it to do some like decent damage, like hit it away, maybe kind of stagger it a little bit, but it almost looks like the impact just kind of diminished. Didn't do as much damage as you thought it would do, but it turns to you, seeing the fact that you were the first to cause it harm, as it looks at you. Is that your go?
Yes.
Turtle, what are you doing?
That is the ugliest bear I have ever seen in my life. I would like to cast Fairy Fire
Okay.
on this nasty thing. He has to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Let's see here. That is a dexterity save. It's a 19.
Rude. Well, that was a waste of a spell slot.
Worth a try.
I don't think I have any bonus action. I do, but none that I can use. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my meat shield.
All right.
Brilliant.
Then it's these guys' turn. Okay, so now you all begin to see here. They turn their attention to the crowd. They look at the closest people that are near them, and they each pull out this dagger. The dagger is a black colored dagger with a skull on the very end of it as they begin to attack. So this one misses. This one also misses as he reaches over to this guy here. This guy comes over here. This guy here, we're gonna do kills that civilian. This guy here at the table.
Civilians don't have much HP.
They do not have
No,
much
they
HP. This guy also dies. And that guy misses. Let's see here. No, they are not going to do that yet. Now it's the civilians' turn. The civilians all scream and run as they begin to move. Let's see here. Let's just move them. They're running away. They want to try and get far away from these people as possible. Running into anyone that they don't care. These guys are going to run down here, trying to get away. These guys up here are, you know what? I'm going to do this. Yeah. We are going to... Where is it in here? Why are these things so small? How come I can't read them? This one here. I'm just going to put them as frightened. Basically, they are way too scared to move.
Okay. Good thing I taunted it.
These guys here, they're going to kind of rush in, and they're meant to protect the civilians. And that's their go. Cormac.
I noticed that there's one man who killed a man, so I'm gonna run after him and attack him.
All right.
That's a natural 20.
Oh, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage, making sure that you take the full...
I'm using my short swords, by the way.
Okay.
We have a crit against this person already.
That's good.
Yeah.
15 damage.
15 damage. You arc your sword in a way that you go to like cleave it in half. Like you saw him harm an innocent, and your sword comes down and cuts from like the nape of the neck kind of down through. You don't quite fully cleave him like right in half, but to the part where he kind of like, if you were to cut a hot dog partially, that it would just kind of like flop to either side. You pretty much do that to him, and this guy's dead.
I was gonna say that I used my mastery to use Vex, but I don't think that matters.
No,
I
not
don't think
really.
it matters.
Not really.
So that was 5, 10, 15 feet of movement. I'm gonna notice. Do I notice this person
Yeah,
too? Like, is
absolutely.
everyone cleared?
Yeah,
Then I'm gonna continue. Like, I cleave him nearly in half, and I'm gonna continue running
perfect.
towards this dude. I think that's really all I can do.
All right,
So that's my turn.
Lucius.
Lucius is very surprised that Turtle just casted a spell. It's gonna follow suit, so he's gonna attack this person right here
All right.
with guiding bolt.
Okay.
Okay. See, what the hell did I just do? Does a 13 hit?
A 13 does hit.
Oh, thank goodness. All right. So
Just hits, actually. For any of those people that like to know the
is
numbers.
7 radiant damage.
7 radiant damage. Okay. We're gonna call this one. This one here. 7 radiant damage. Oops. There we go. Your spell hits him, and the bolt like arrow of radiant justice shoots to it and pierces him like right in the chest. He kind of goes down to one knee, hit from the pain, hit from the spell. He's still standing, but he's like clutching at his chest, like working at trying to breathe. Anything else?
Yeah, then after that he's kind of gonna place Turtle down because even though they cast a spell, he doesn't want her to get hurt, so he's gonna get close and personal to this guy.
All
And
right.
end his turn there.
All right. Then comes the creature. The creature, this like black ichor, just like drooling out of its gaped maw with its sharp, jagged teeth inside of its mouth, and its reddish eyes just glare at Kurami because it's the closest thing to it that decided to try and harm it.
I specifically drew its attention because I wanted to not attack other people. I'm prepared. Me and my 10 HP are ready.
It comes up, knocks over the brazier. Doesn't even care. It just pushes it off to the side. And it makes a melee attack here. I'm assuming an 18 hits.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Do I or don't I?
Let's see here.
How good did you roll to get that?
Pretty decently.
Yes, he got an 18. I do have a reaction I could use. But the question is, do I use it?
Oops, that's not the right one. This is the right one.
I can at least take a hit right now. I should be fine.
You take 4 points of slashing damage.
Gotcha.
And that is
That's right, buddy. Come here.
That's its turn. Kayne.
But I can't insult it, so I can't be.
Seeing that
Interesting.
this one just attacked somebody,
Mhm.
I'm going to fire a firebolt at him.
All right.
Is this?
Is it- Say, is that an attack roll or is that a save?
The attack roll.
Okay.
Who's the bunny in the corner?
You'll see.
18 to hit
18. Oh, that hits.
for a D10 of fire damage.
Who's that buddy
10.
in the window?
10?
Yep.
All right.
Rolled a 0.
So, firebolt, you said, right?
Yes.
So you cast your firebolt, very similar to Lucius with his guiding bolt. You send out an arrow of flame directly at this guy here. His robes catch on fire as he like screams in terror as he's like trying to put out the flames, but the flames just like whatever it was that his cloak is made out of and the different things that are just like covered in his cloak. He
For flammable.
yeah, very flammable, and he just burns to death and crumbles right below the guy.
Nice.
Not a way to go.
It is a way to go. Cooked.
Anything else?
He's
Look,
cooked.
alive.
He's cooked, yes.
I'm going to move up closer. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. That's where I am.
Perfect. All right. Back to the top of the round. Myst.
Well, Myst is going to.
You have two T's?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
This
you
is the second
mistyped.
one that I have. So I'm gonna flank the beast,
Okay.
and I'm gonna punch him.
You're going to punch it. All right. Go ahead and make that attack roll.
I'm just gonna keep telling it to look at me as I stare it in the eyes.
That's a 21 to hit.
That hits.
For 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. As you punch it, your fist meets rotted muscle, and
Oh, gross.
you, as you do so, you like bits of it like actually just like fall off. It's
Gross.
it's still standing, but you can tell that you probably did some decent damage to it, as it like kind of recoils a little bit. You also notice that you kind of gained his attention.
Well, you know what? For my bonus action, I'm going to use my rabbit hop.
Okay.
It is.
Hmm.
Okay. That would be about where I'm at, where I should be.
Yeah.
Rabbit hop of 10 feet over here.
Okay. And that doesn't
I'm
cause
going to-
that doesn't cause
no opportunity
okay.
attacks.
That's what I thought, but I just want to make sure.
You just hop over the brazier that it brushed
Knocked
past
over.
earlier.
Yep.
Make it
Jack
work
be
for it.
nimble style.
Right.
Myst be nimble. Myst be quick. Myst jumped over the enlarged candlestick.
Yeah.
Anything
Okay.
else for you?
That'll be it for me.
Kurami.
Okay. We need someone to deal with over here. Otherwise, he's got free reign. Myst, how do you feel about our situation with Big Boy here? You okay with me spending a turn to deal with one of our guys who's not currently occupied?
Myst looks around the beast and nods his head.
Okay. Then
He's all for it.
cool. Then I'm gonna make a spell attack against this one over here.
Okay.
And that one, I'm gonna do this attack. That is a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And this is going to be for fire damage. And that's a max 8.
8.
Yes, 8 fire damage as I send the bolt, like, make it look like it's coming straight toward is the beast even looking at me anymore?
Kind of, but he's more
Kind
focused
of?
on Myst at this point.
Okay,
Since
so
he-
I'm gonna make it look like the bolt's about to hit it, and then I'm gonna have it zoom around it instead, like the moment before it hits him, and have it slam straight into that guy over there.
Okay. The bolt hits the robed individual over here.
Yeah.
His robe and his cloak and everything begins to catch on fire, just the same as the last guy. However, he manages to eventually put it out.
Okay.
But you can tell that he's hurt pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. All right. I am then going to use a bonus action because I have plenty of things I can do for that. And we're going to give Bardic Inspiration to Myst since he's up here helping me.
How
I'll
do
just
you
be
give
like-
him inspiration?
We'll get him! I believe in us! Especially in you!
Perfect. You can take your bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope. I can save. I don't have any other actions I can potentially take. Yep, you get to add a d6 to any die roll you want, pretty much.
That's until within the next hour.
Yep, within the next hour.
Turtle. What is your next move?
Oh boy. I don't have enough spell slots.
Get the people.
I also did check my racial features. I am supposed to use my dex instead of strength for all jumping and climbing activities.
Perfect.
My apologies. I don't know my own homebrew race well enough.
No worries.
Kurami's also going to shout to anyone who's actively fighting that her and someone else up here have the beast here. She wants you guys to worry about the people who are attempting to kill the civilians.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the big one. We'll get him.
Boop. I'm going to spend my full 40 movement speed to scooch over in this direction. And how far away are you? 40 feet. Yeah, I'm going to hold my action until perchance Lucius gets hurt.
All right.
Can't see a cat.
Anything
so-
else you'd like to do?
I don't have anything else.
Perfect.
Got 2
These
spell
guys.
slots. Gotta make
I
it
got
count.
2 spell slots and I wasted one.
All right. This guy here sees Cormac running up. He's going to actually run to Cormac. And he is going to, with his knife, attempt to slice. So that is... Does a 15 hit?
No, it does not.
Oh, he misses.
Yeah.
But as a bonus action, I
Yeah.
want you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save.
Yes.
Okay. That sucks. That's a 6.
6? Okay. So then you take 7 points of necrotic damage, and you have disadvantage on your next weapon attack roll as you hear this, like, he's like begins whispering as you begin to like feel this like chill run over your skin as it almost feels like your skin is beginning to rot. Let's see here. This guy is gonna try and attack this civilian again. Seeing as he doesn't think he'd be able to reach any of you guys. And that would be a 4 plus 2. It's 5. Fortunately, this guy dies. But this one over here getting hit by Lucius tries to attack you. So that is... I'm assuming that a 21 hits.
Lucius?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so then that is 5 points of piercing damage. Now, Turtle, do you want to wait until he takes full damage, or does your action kick into effect now? Because he took his
kicks
first.
in when he takes damage.
All right, so he
I
took
mean, I can
damage.
wait, but I was going to cast Healing Word.
Perfect. He took damage. Feel free to use Healing Word.
2d4.
And then also a wisdom saving throw as he begins to do the same thing to you.
11 hit points.
11 hit points? Okay.
The cat's just like, hell nah. This person has a bird.
He said, "Oh, wow."
Well, make a wisdom saving throw also, Lucius.
Wisdom saving throw. Oh, fuck me, dude. That's 2 nat ones today.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
D&D Beyond, you're failing me.
You should have been a
And-
halfling. You can reroll one.
I'm about to get my regular
Good news
dice.
to you, you only take 3 necrotic damage, which I'd probably say just gets nulled anyways because of the healing word. I'll just give that to you anyways.
Okay. So it's worded?
In your face, cultist.
So in other words, you just didn't take any damage.
Okay. Yeah, cultist, bitch.
That's their go. Then the civilians, because this guy's distracted, he begins like, he begins running away. I would say at this point, a lot of these civilians here kind of make their way out of harm's way. Including these guys down here, they're pretty much long gone. Away from any danger that might be coming their way. Let's see, did these guys...
There's still a civvy next to a dead body.
Oh, yep, he can get out of here too. That guy's not frightened anymore. He's dashing out of there.
Have I inspired
this
them with my
guy-
words?
This guy is
Run.
out. This guy's still like shitting himself.
Okay.
Let's see here. This
Guard's got
guard
anything?
runs up to here. This guard runs up to here. No, they both actually do a little something. Nah. Okay, so let's see. This guy. Is it enough? Oh yeah. Okay, so this guy, the guard comes up, cleaves him. He's dead. Let's see here. This one actually kind of the same thing. Guard comes up, cleaves him. He's dead.
only got that one for Cormac.
Yep, Cormac's dealing with the one, and then the big monstrosity up
We
here.
got him.
So that is there go. Oh, the rabbit dashes on in as well. You notice that there is this purple rabbit, somewhere between small and medium sized, wearing this bright silver and goldish armor, with a shield in one hand, a spear in the other. And actually, how far distance is it? 45? She takes her spear and chucks it at the bear-like creature.
Abomination.
The abomination here. And manages to unfortunately not do a whole lot of damage to it, as the spear just like juts right into one of the meaty sections of its shoulder, and is just placed there. As let's see, what does she do after that? Yeah, she then prepares further action from there. And that is her go. That's theirs. Cormac, your turn.
So I rolled to attack the dude.
Okay.
I got a 19 and a natural 1. But because I'm a halfling, I get to reroll ones. And I got a 14. So 14 plus 7 would be, I think it was 21 to hit.
That hits.
And I got a total of 8 damage, which I'm using my weapon mastery to vex. So my next attack is advantage. And bonus action, 2 weapon fighting, I'm going to attack him again. This time, I think, because it was only the one attack that was at disadvantage, correct?
Correct.
Okay. That would be a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Which is...
Needless to say, you slice and dice into this guy. He gets like one cut across the kind of like through that little like where his intestines are, like right above the hip. You like slice right through that. You do another slice right across the chest, and then finally you even take like to just finish it off. You hack his head off as he just slumps into a pile of mess.
Just so you know, because I had Vex, which means I had advantage, I also got sneak attack, so I did a total of 13 damage.
Yeah, his lifeblood is literally just in a pool beneath his corpse.
All right.
Anything else you would like to do?
With that, I'm going to yell out, "Medic!" And I'm just gonna like slowly walk over here to the door and just like duh, duh, duh.
Perfect. Lucius, your turn.
Let's see. Lucius is going to, I mean, who's left? Just this?
Just that guy. He's all that's left
Okay, well then,
that you know of.
that he knows of. He's gonna move down, up onto the steps, and then he is going to cast Stary Wisp.
Okay, remind me what that
Oh
is.
my god, bro, that's
Another
Nice
one.
deal.
Oh,
holy
no.
cow.
Story Wisp is what I have because I'm a bard.
So okay, well,
Uh,
absolutely misses.
you cast the spell and it completely thankfully you miss the guy who's standing in fear right here in line. But your spells just completely just go off to who knows where. Anything else you would like to do?
He's still going after Kurami, right?
He's
Wait.
going after Myst at this point.
Oh, Myst.
Nice shot.
Okay.
Right window.
You'll pay for that.
I think. Okay, he'll end his turn there.
Yeah,
Sounds
I've got this. Don't worry, guys. I'm only the best bard.
the creature, having felt a blow from Myst, begins to hunch over. And actually, let me come here. He's going to use.
Mhm.
In 15 feet. Let's see here. Let's do Kurami. I want you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Sure. I don't think that's gonna help here, is it? I just. That isn't that good. Oh, but that's a 15.
Okay, so you feel this energy having stood in its presence right now.
Mm-hmm.
You like feel this like choking energy as you're like, it's weird because it's both warm but like sickly at the same time. But
Yeah.
you manage to steel yourself and push that feeling off of you. But
Okay.
he's going to then move towards Myst, so you get an opportunity attack
Idiot.
if you so choose.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Alrighty.
Hey, at least I tried to.
19.
Okay, that
Yeah, I
hits.
I do have a rapier on hand, so that's for 10 piercing damage.
Okay.
What does the Vex do? Where does it list that?
I just pulled up and I read it off for you.
Probably because it doesn't look like it
They have advantage on their next attack roll against that creature until the end of their next turn.
not Vex.
Yes, for Vex. When a character hits a target with a Vex weapon, they have advantage on their next attack roll against that creature until the end of their next turn.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have advantage on it.
That doesn't use like a reaction though, does it?
No, I think it's just a built-in ability of
It's a
having that
built-in.
weapon.
Okay.
Yeah.
The opportunity attack isn't a reaction.
Opportunity attack is a reaction.
Then no, I've got a better use for a reaction. Then I won't do the attack on it.
Okay. You said you did 10
I have-
piercing, right?
It would have been, yeah.
Okay. I just want to
but
make sure.
so that you can heal it back.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, it was 10.
Okay.
6 plus 4. So it can do whatever it wants.
Oh, okay. So you're not doing a reaction at this moment.
Not right now.
Okay.
Soon.
So then it reaches Myst here, and it is. I want you to make a dexterity saving throw, Myst.
I have a 14.
Okay, so you succeed and take 2 points of radiant damage. as this pulse just like emanates from the creature, which is a weird feeling to come from like something that looks so like deathly and sickly. But it's you do realize that there's like some sort of different power to it as you are hit by this pulse. Let's see here. And then that is its go. Kayne.
All right. Is there any decent size objects near me? No more than 5 pounds.
I would say, yeah. There would be like, maybe cups. There would be
Bricks.
bricks.
Okay.
Maybe like
I'm going to
flower
cast
pots.
catapult.
That can
I'm casting catapult,
Okay.
Do you have anything that can force the creature?
and I'm launching the brick
Yeah.
straight into the large creature.
Okay. That's a dex save.
Yes. Because it's
For it to
60
be, like,
feet is how far the object has speed from me,
nice.
but it goes 90 feet towards the direction I tell it to, or
Okay.
send it towards.
It rolled
Or something
it rolled a 19.
could cause it to be prone.
Dang it. Well, the object keeps flying for 90 feet in that direction.
You know what?
90 feet
Tell
in
it
that
something.
direction. Okay.
The bard. Yeah,
I mean,
but it hasn't been. It's been forcing us to make saves.
From the object, not
as
me.
opposed to
So
attack.
whatever the object is, but yeah.
I would say it'd be close by to you. So I mean, like
haven't
it
used
applies. I'd
yeah.
say it like hits the stage like over here, and does a decent damage to the stage.
I could have used my reaction to
Good to
opportunity
know.
attack,
This
but
guy
I was
can dodge
figuring out
He
that
things
can-
pretty well.
He can dodge things pretty well. Mhm.
I'm not giving you the advantage because you already have my.
Anything
bardic
else you'd like to
inspiration.
do?
I'm moving up closer.
Perfect.
It's up to
That's it.
you.
That's all I can do.
Myst.
All right. I'm gonna punch, or well, it seemed to have taken a lot of damage when I punched it last, right?
Yeah.
At least enough to get away from Kurami.
Right.
So, honestly, I'm going to do second verse same as the first
Okay.
because
hmm
it worked so well for me.
Also, it's better that it's not right up next to me. Remember, you have your bardic inspiration.
Yeah, I'm going to be using that bardic inspiration.
An additional 1d6 to.
Yep. Because
roll.
the original was 9, which I'm pretty sure isn't going to hit.
No.
13 to hit.
You punch the creature, and
You've been inspired by me.
you manage to like. You think you're gonna go for like a nice meaty hit, but you end up like hitting like a part of its bone, and you do no damage to it.
Is rude.
You basically met its armor class. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, that's all I've got.
Kurami.
All right. More spell time. 17 to hit.
That hits.
For I'm gonna this time choose. Let's do 3 lightning damage.
Okay. So it's 3 lightning damage then?
Yes.
All right. You reach your hands out as lightning just like arches from you, and
It is an alchemist magic because I can change its type as I blast it.
okay. That lightning arcs to the creature, impacts it, and does the full. You notice like it does the full amount of damage.
Which is why I swapped from the radiant on it when you described that. It seemed like it was like that wasn't much. Like, all right, time to switch it up for you.
it because you just did damage to it.
I said, I'm over here, big guy.
You notice that its head snaps, and as it does so, it like kind of snaps its jaws at you, and turns its attention back to you. Anything else?
I give it like a waving motion to like come to me.
You have its attention.
No, I don't need to do anything. Actually, who else do we have? How about I give Bardic Inspiration to Lucius this time? I've got multiple Bardic Inspiration, so since you came up and joined the fight, I'll give Lucius Bardic Inspiration, since he's also probably up next for fighting it.
All right. How do you do so?
Welcome to the winning battle!
Turtle, what are you doing?
Your toidles.
I'm looking across this field, and there's a person that I don't know. It doesn't look so great right now. I'm just gonna action dash 80 feet. And he's gonna watch a cat run up to him with a little saddlebag. And because it's an action to dash, I can't do this until my next turn, but he sees me for this turn, like reaching into my saddlebag and pulling out band-aids.
Oh, you
It's the medic you called for.
The medic has arrived!
I'm
But it's an
picturing,
action!
I'm picturing like those Saint Bernards that they use like back in like
Yeah,
the old wars.
it's my little kitty cat. Little tiny kitty cat with band-aids.
Oh, that's perfect. Let's see here. There's none of these guys left. Any remaining civilians in the area are managing to run away, so there's no civilians here. The guards.
There's still one here with us.
Special
Oh
civilian.
yeah, that guy.
He's frightened.
The frightened
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
The other one
he's
really-
still frightened. He's still shitting his pants.
Okay.
You don't know what
I'm
to
gonna have
do.
to give him Bardic Inspiration.
His eyes are like wide. He's like he basically now at this point is kind of like he's as pale as a sheet. He is like ass on the ground, you know, like if you could like try and crawl away, he would, but he is just like eyeing this thing. This guy is like already running. He's gone. With whatever energy he had left after running all the way here with the torch. Let's see here. These guys. They'll reach up here. This one will reach to join the fight. They're, as brave as they are, I mean, they're probably kind of stupid for doing so, but hey, they're gonna do it.
I'm gonna tell them to just go. Make sure the civilians are safe. Or drag
Civilians
this
are
guy
safe.
away.
As he, both of
Not
them
this
try-
guy right here.
They're going to try and attack this
Leave
thing.
him.
They completely miss. Maybe there'll be a meat shield. Who knows? But let's see here.
Okay.
She also runs up and pulls out a. What does she have? She pulls out. Oh, yes. We're going to give her one of these. She pulls out this this weapon. She like puts her shield away and pulls out this weapon that has like a hook on one end and like a rope attached to the other. As she like spins it around and tries to like throw the hook at the creature.
Should have been a fishing pole.
It misses, and that hook lands like right into the right onto the wood here, and she uses the rope to like pull it back and bring the hook back to her.
Reminds me of Clover.
And
No one seemed to know.
that is there go Cormac.
I'm gonna, if I have my short swords, I'm gonna put them away, grab my daggers, yell, "Look out!" and toss both of the daggers. One being my action, and then one being because the dagger is a nick weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can make an extra attack of the light property up as a part of the attack, so I can attack both. It doesn't really matter. If not, I could use it as a bonus action. But both of them would be at disadvantage.
All right.
I got 2 12s, so 19.
Okay, so that's a 19 to hit.
19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, that does 9 damage. 5 plus 4, 9 damage. For the first attack.
Okay. You notice that your daggers, they find their mark inside the creature's flesh. It gives this growl at whoever it was that threw these daggers at it. But you kind of notice that the growl seems to be less intimidation as far as like, I'm going to kill you, into more of intimidation to maybe save its life and scare you all away.
That was my first attack. Second attack is a 19 and an 18 for a total of 25.
All right. How do you want to do this?
Oh, I was gonna roll damage, but
No, how do you want to do it?
Well, it does 9 damage anyways. I throw the first dagger, it impacts, and the second one, it lands directly into its skull.
With extreme precision, that dagger, almost like it was thrown through like a crossbow, just like right through the skull, as it almost looks like it would sever the brain if the brain was there, like right in half. You hear this as it falls down to the ground in a heap of rotted flesh. And the creature is dead.
Noise.
And then I'm gonna collapse onto my knees. It burns!
You are all now out of initiative.
I would still like to heal this poor person.
You can go ahead and heal this poor person.
It says that I can spend an action. You can roll one of your hit dice without expending it, and you get whatever you roll plus 2 back.
Okay, plus 2, so D8 plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I get 5 back.
You just see this little cat looking up at you, putting like a tiny little paw print band-aid on one of your wounds. Are you okay?
Better now, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's a bit excessive.
Feline friend.
I don't need that much healing after I've only been hurt for
I
4.
should go grab my daggers, though.
Okay. I'm gonna go check on. Oh, that one's dead. And I look next to me. I can't fix dead.
He's very dead, yes. The other man has been cleaved in 2.
I see.
So,
I'm gonna look around and see if anybody else is definitely still alive.
You notice that all the civilians are gone. They ran. outside of the one that is like
Disappear.
frightened.
That's a good point, actually. Are they dead, or are they on death saving throws?
They are dead.
Yeah.
I can't fix dead.
You cannot fix dead.
Fix kind of dead. I can't fix dead.
But does anybody else look hurt?
I look a little hurt, but not anything too serious.
Cat was running anyways. Just kidding.
Yeah, you
Are
would
you all
notice
okay?
that
I took
Kurami
nothing.
is pretty hurt. I mean, you
I'm
did
gonna
set the
walk
one
up
guy on
and
fire.
you can do the same thing, Kurami. There's a little cat putting paw print band-aids on you.
Thank you, dear, but I can heal myself.
The cat sits and glares at you.
Turtle, are you okay?
I don't like this person, and I'll walk back over to Lucius.
Lucius kind of kneels down, puts his hand out to Turtle.
I will climb all the way back up to the shoulders.
Are you all okay?
Been better.
It'll be fine.
I'm
Myst
keeping my head down and just grabbing the daggers.
Yeah, you notice that the guards are pretty much okay, if not a little shaking in their legs. It took every bit of courage that it did in order to come up and help defend against this thing. As they begin to like kind of just walk back and still keeping an eye on the thing because they're afraid that it could come back.
Bonk.
This guy
I only
here
healed myself a little too much.
is no longer frightened and he is already running.
Do we recognize what this thing is, or anything they were wearing, or
don't think I've seen
let's see
anything like
here.
it.
Let's roll. Feel free to roll history checks. I would say Turtle and Lucius, I believe Lucius would have advantage.
okay?
14.
Kurami, you would
Wow.
also have advantage, actually.
What was that roll?
Okay.
History check.
No.
19.
Well, that's a nat 20. A whole 21. The one history.
Okay.
Oh, lovely. 6
6.
plus
So I guess
0.
And that was
apparently
with
know-
advantage, Turtle?
I rolled a 3 and a 6, yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. So, Myst,
From
what
the
did, what did you roll?
Who?
Myst.
11.
11. Cormac, did you roll?
Yeah, I got a 14.
14. And Kayne, what did you get?
6.
6. Okay. So, Kurami, Lucius would be the only two that would be somewhat familiar with this thing. Kurami, you recognize this as something that from like your history, your parents were kind of called to defend a village from us. And you
Okay.
you've heard stories, maybe not directly from them, but like having interest in, you know, like what caused them to want to go and help out, and out of curiosity. This looks very similar. Not quite as large as what was told to you in these stories, but the description of it is very familiar. Lucius, kind of along the same lines, same thing with your history with your parents, having dealt a little bit with the wardens. That creatures very similar to this in nature were found up there by the Veil. They seem to come in and out of the Veil very often, and so you don't have a direct knowledge of them, but just a general knowledge of something very similar to this. I would also say, from your very closeness to like the cultist up here, you kind of align that symbol of the cloth with people who kind of align themselves with this blight that is kind of plaguing the lands, and that they kind of believe in what this blight is doing to the world in a very sick and twisted way. They find it as a way to kind of rid the world of everything in hopes of starting over.
What a terrible thing to believe in. Destroying everyone and everything else.
You know, I kind of heard stories about creatures like this, and yeah, that's kind of a sad thing.
As you sit there and talk, the creature that you are all kind of surrounding begins to like kind of sizzle and bubble and grotesquely melt into this black ichor like ooze. Nothing about it begins to remain. Like even its bones are just kind of like sizzling down into this goop as it begins to almost in a way digest itself.
I know I failed my history check, but does that look at all similar to what I have experienced before coming here?
Yes, I would say you have a very vague familiar, like you probably, as you see it kind of digest itself.
Yeah, not necessarily the bear itself, so I didn't quite get the history of it, but like the puddles of ooze
Right.
look really familiar.
Correct.
Okay.
It's
Good to know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oof.
You notice this purple Herringon reach in and grab its spear from the rotting flesh before it begins to dissolve and fall into the puddle. She kind of like does a quick flick of the spear tip to fling the ichor like off to the side, cleaning it off, and she then like does one of those where you stand at like a salute where you just hit the pummel of it into the ground. Well, that seems to fix things. Too bad we didn't see this coming beforehand. Who is in charge of the security around here? She turns over to the guard as the guard kind of turns a little pale and kind of clamps a fist to its chest. I was. We're gonna have a talk here in a minute, but you are dismissed for the day. I would like to find you in my office in the hour. Yes, ma'am. As he kind of like puts his sword away and begins to like walk away in shame. She kind of stands there for a moment, her ears kind of twitching off to the sides, kind of like bending in the middle as if she's kind of like listening to the area around her. And then she looks off into the distance for a moment. Yep.
Is everywhere else safe?
Yep. Okay. As you wish. She'll turn to the rest. Yes. We haven't received any reports of this happening anywhere else. I think that they were kind of hoping to hit a lot of people by surprise, but I think we will have to take extra measures. You lot, she says as she points to all of you here on the platform. The Queen is requesting an audience with all of you. If you would be so kind as to follow me, and she has a particular request for you. She looks you all up and down, judging
First
your
time I've met
expressions.
nobility.
Lucia's eyes widen and kind of looks at everyone and kind of turns away and acts like she wasn't talking to him.
This is not an optional request, mind you, she says as she raises an eyebrow looking directly at you, trying to
Looks
walk
back at
away.
her.
Son, you were such a good help. We could use you.
In Lucius's head, he just hears, yeah, emphasis on use.
Okay, fine.
I mean, this is directly from the Queen of Lunaria.
It's not my queen.
So Myst is gonna come up and pull out his slate because being mute kind of sucks for him, and he's going to say, or he's going to prestidigitate, can we get clean first?
There'll be time for that later. She is requesting this to be very urgent. She highlights she emphasizes on urgent, keeping an eye on the other individual who is trying to sneak away.
Listen, I only did what's necessary.
And this is going to be very necessary, I assure you. I promise you, this is nothing, dare I say, this is going to be a very opportune moment for all of you. The Queen saw and heard of what happened here and wants to give you all an opportunity.
In the rabbit's head, she hears, I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that your queen wants us to run errands for her and set aside our own priorities.
To a degree. To a degree.
No one else hears this, by the way. I can only telepathically speak with one person at a time, so she's talking to a cat. That just doesn't sound very advantageous to me.
Oh, rest
Some
assured,
of us are on a clock.
this will be very, very advantageous for you. Needless to say, the Queen has long-reaching arms to help you with whatever it is that you might wish.
That remains to be seen.
At the very least, you could at least meet her and talk to her, even if you desire to turn down her request.
In any case, if you would come follow me, I will take you to the Queen. As she,
this is getting stuck.
as she turns and begins to walk away, she gives a signal to the other patrol guy over here as he kind of walks here and takes up the rear.
Myst is going to take the opportunity to clean himself and Kurami up using prestidigitation. Sorry, you get to smell like, he's going to smell like salty seawater because that's comforting for him.
Mhm.
You're getting flowers.
Okay.
Do you mind if I have a moment? Yes, the rabbit lady.
She will eye you up and down, checking for wounds or anything of that nature. What moment would you need? Like, as I said, the queen, as patient as she is, this is a request directly from her.
I won't be very long. It's just quite a bit of people died today.
It is sad.
If you need
They
a
were too
moment,
far away for me to save.
if you need a moment to offer any prayers, I suppose I could offer the time to allow that.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And Lucius kind of just walks towards, like, I guess everyone he sees, and kind of does like a silent prayer. Saying, what was he saying? Lumina, Celine, or whoever's listening. People perish today. Some intentionally harming, and some just celebrating joy. Whether they deserve mercy or not, lives are gone. And I ask you, please, for the guilty and the guiltless, guide them, carry them where they're meant to go. If justice waits, let them face it. If it's peace, let them rest. Just don't leave them lost. Then he just collects himself and heads back.
Roll a D100 for me quickly.
D100. Where is there a D100 on here?
You could do 2d10 as percentile.
Yeah.
2d10?
Otherwise,
Yep. Otherwise, the D100 is the next one after D8 under D10.
Oh, there it is. Let's see it. Counting on. That is a 96.
as you offer this prayer, you feel this very calm emotion wash over you. Almost like the feeling of a gentle breeze over a still lake. In the middle of the night. And that breeze, like, softly caresses your cheek. And you, like, feel that deeply in your soul as the prayer finishes. You feel like your prayers were heard.
With that, Lucius feels relief. And then it heads back with everyone.
And I know that it is 10 o'clock, so I know a lot of people have work in the morning, and I believe we will end it at that and pick it up again in 2 weeks, because we'll do every other week. One, it gives me more time to come up with stuff and get things prepped. But then also we have a different D&D campaign on the opposite Sundays, I believe. As long as we're still doing that.
next Sunday is up in the air because that's when I have a bonfire.
Okay. We'll keep that on the table at least.
Yep.
And we'll just do every other. So what I like to do at the end of all of my sessions is end the session with what I call stars and wishes. I know that we did it in the past for the one shots, Turtle, since you're new. What this is an opportunity for everyone to kind of voice what they liked about the session, what they disliked about the session. You can offer stars. So stars are basically just that. It's a golden star that you want to give to anybody, whether it's a player, the DM, a special moment that happened, and just kind of like it's basically highlighting a specific person or time and just say, you know, like, hey, you get a star because of this, and kind of just explain what you liked and why you were giving them that star. As an example, one thing that I liked, I'm going to give a star to Lucius for that prayer because that prayer was very well thought out. He could have just said that he gave a general prayer regarding what it is, but he actually kind of came out with the words that he would actually give. And I think that's a really cool aspect to the role play. So I'd give a star to that. One thing that I liked about the session is everybody really just kind of coordinated with each other, kind of very jovial, and things like that. I don't have any wants at this moment because as a DM, this is my first time, and I kind of wanted to get everything kind of rolling and started. But that is mine. With that, let's just go into initiative turn order. So, Myst, stars and wishes.
Well, I'm not gonna have anything for wishes yet. Definitely a star for Kurami though. The fact that she was willing to stop a ceremony like that to try to protect people is definitely out there, I guess. I don't have anything else that I could add on to that.
Okay. No, anything in particular outside of that that you enjoyed about the campaign so far? Anything in, you said no wishes at this moment?
No wishes at this point, and it's the first session, so I'm holding I'm holding any wants or needs yet until we get a few more sessions.
Perfect. Turtle, stars and wishes.
Are we allowed to give out more than one star? Is that a thing?
Say it again.
Are we allowed to give out more than one star?
I mean, sure. If there is more than one thing that you were very drawn into, sure.
Yeah. Because I mean, I know I'm new to the group, but that race was like super interactive, so I wanted to give Myst a star for that because that was super cool, and it was character specific. That they used their own racial abilities to get ahead and win, which was dope. But then again, for Myst and Kurami as well, you guys did an amazing job keeping the attention of that beast off of everybody else and the civilians, and also taking charge and being like, hey guys, you guys go get, the other guys because we got this. That was really cool.
Perfect. Any
And then obviously no wishes yet because we barely know each other.
and wishes can also
Most of you don't even know I can talk yet, so
wishes are some examples that I've had in the past were like, oh, we want more fighting. Oh, I want more like campfire type of roleplay. So obviously none of that's going to happen yet because we've only just started. But just to kind of keep in mind of some things like, oh, I wish we had more enemies to fight. I wish the enemies were more challenging. I wish that there were more magic items or loot or anything to that extent.
I wish I magically had more spell slots.
Unfortunately, I cannot fix that.
I know.
Going down the list here, Cormac.
First star, Turtle. Your portrayal of your character was comedic and lighthearted. which was really nice. And my other star would be great narration. And I'm looking forward to 2 weeks. I don't really have a wish, but I do hope there's a lot of time for like character building and roleplay.
You see, I removed myself from initiative when I
throughout
made a new character,
campaign.
so I'm gone.
Yes. Yes, there will definitely be time for it. 100% agreed.
That would be it.
Lucius.
Okay, Gold Star, we'll go to Turtle, because, yeah, same thing. That just the character is really fun, and then running to go get some band-aids, that was good. So, yeah, I thought it was really cool.
Thanks, God. You guys are
And,
gonna hate me in a few weeks.
maybe. But today it was good. Wishes, there ain't no wishes. I feel like I feel like the way it started was perfect. It's pretty much how I was hoping it would start. I didn't know what you were gonna do, but I was like, man, this is exactly what I wanted. So yeah, it was really good.
And last, but certainly not least, Kayne.
Well, not last, because I
Oh, yeah, that's right.
got removed from initiative order when I replaced the model.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. I apologize. Kayne,
That's okay.
We'll leave you for last then.
Yeah.
I don't have a specific person because I honestly think everybody did pretty well. The whole aspect that when it was everybody's turn, nobody else butt in to try to do anything or finish something up, or basically no like third party telling somebody what to do type of thing. So everybody actually stayed within their own boundaries, which I liked. Otherwise, no critique so far.
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. I guess we'll leave Kurami for last.
I would also like to give my star to Lucius for his prayer, as it makes his character feel very real. You know, having that like emotion tied to the NPCs that died, that like it makes him and the world we're in feel real, which is the kind of role play that I want to see in the future. Obviously, there's not really anything to wish for yet because we haven't done a whole lot to figure out what we're lacking in to wish for more. Everything seemed quite well, so just more amazing things in the future is what I wish for, really.
Perfect, perfect. Hopefully, when I create the traps, you will all fall into them. No, I'm just kidding. But
I
seriously,
don't know about
Do we
that.
have a rogue to disable the traps?
Oh man, all I can remember is that one shot where you guys literally surpassed every single trap that I laid out. But no.
Was that with Candy Corner or was that with the other one?
No, that was with
First
the
one.
other one. That was the first one with the magic tower.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. I think was that with Hawk 2?
Yeah, Navarro.
Oh man, that was.
What was my character for that one?
Because I know there was Hawk 2. There was the one with Blum with the magic tower.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
that was the first one.
With AI Fred.
That was Kylan. AI Fred, yeah.
AI Fred, who led you through the tower.
Oh, yeah,
and-
I was Hawk too.
Yeah, I think you were Hawk 2. And the second one was with Vile. Inside the ruins with the crystals that you guys released. The gods. Yes. But anyways, thank you all for joining in. I hope you all had a blast. If there is anything that you are just like, I'm afraid to say out loud, feel free to message me. I'm okay with open door policy. You're more than welcome to message me and be like, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that, blah, blah. And I'll see if I can make it happen. As I said, I'm very open. I'm not rules lawyery. There might be some things that I'm willing to bend on, but all in all, I'm still nervous for this campaign, but having the first session out of the way helped alleviate a lot of the jitters about it. And we will return in 2 weeks where you guys are going to meet with the queen and find out what it is that she wants from you. But thank you all for joining in, and we will see you again in 2 weeks.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.